Hi, travelers. Tara here. It is August 10th, 2017. We are zooming through the month of August, huh? I'm telling you, Mercury retrograde strikes again. My comments went down on my site on the 7th. Just went down. I don't know what happened. It just locked and closed. And I'm not a coder, so I haven't been able to figure out what the hell's going on. So I've found somebody. I purchased a plugin that I thought would help, but it didn't. So the young man that I purchased the plugin from is actually right now, as we speak, in the background working on trying to bring that old page back. So just kind of bear with me with that. A couple of things. For those of you who might be interested in an astrological reading, those are a lot of fun. Go over and take a look at the website. I have two or three that you might be interested in. And I think that the one that I did for my friend JB, what's up, JB? I got so tickled at him because he was going through a particular situation with a person, and I was able to show him through the chart that person actually transiting through his chart. And he was like, well, I really don't like you right now, Tara, and I was like, well, I'm sorry you don't like me like that, but it's okay. So those are very interesting, and they're a lot of fun. The second thing I'm going to tell you, we have a lot of conjunctions today. And conjunctions are when two planets or two bodies, planetary bodies, sit in the same sign practically at the same degree, and the degree would be the number. And so I was looking at this chart earlier today, and we have Ceres conjunct Venus in the sign of Cancer. We have the part of fortune conjunct Uranus in the sign of Aries. We have the moon conjunct, and I don't know if you can see that. You can't, it doesn't matter. Conjunct Chiron in the sign of Pisces. We also have Mercury on a zero conjunction, which means they both sit at the same degree, 11 degrees. We have Mercury conjunct Vesta in the sign of Virgo. There is a 1 degree conjunction between Ceres and Venus. So Ceres sits at 12 degrees and Venus sits at 11. We also have this Sun-Mars conjunction, and they both sit in the sign of Leo. Now, somebody was talking to me about the Destiny's Gate, and this is Destiny. Destiny's Gate occurs in August during the sign of Leo, during the time of Leo. And this could literally be the events that happen or the meeting of people that seem fated, okay? And it's a portal way that you can that opens up, and it can really change your life in some way, shape, or form. And this will either come through a person or through, let's say, being in the right place at the right time, or running into somebody who can help move you forward in whatever it is that you're trying to do. It is really a most amazing thing. I've been struck by it 3 times. And most recently the other day, it kind of knocked me back on my heels. I was down for a couple of days. But anyway, we're going to do an open reading. For those of you who haven't had a reading with me and might be interested, I have several different reading packages. You can go over to the website and take a look at those. Also, because I lost all of my comments, you are free to come over. I don't have comments turned on here underneath the channel because sometimes it's just too much drama for me. You can also come over to the website and leave your comments on the comments page. You don't have to be a member to do that. That's open, so you can come over, tell me what you think about the video, tell me if you liked it, you didn't like it, whatever the case may be. So we're going to do a quick reading. Welcome new subscribers to the website. Thank you so much for joining me. Old subscribers, oh, I've got a couple of articles coming for you here within, I'm going to say within the next 3 to 4 days. One is going to be on how to charge up your own ingredients for like a spiritual bath or spiritual cleansing. You can go to people to do that for you. I always think that it works better when you do it yourself because nobody really knows what you're going through. You can kind of describe it to me and I might get some inkling, but only you feel what you feel and only you know what you know. And I tend to find that when you do a working yourself, that and you charge the ingredients and the things that you're using to do whatever it is that you want it to do, it tends to work a lot better. So I'm going to post up some recipes to make spiritual baths, and I'm going to give you some more information. So just kind of hang on, members. I do have some great stuff coming for you. So now, with that said, we're going to break out the Casanovas. It's going to have all kinds of instructions, so it should be simple. And you won't have to buy, you know, if you already have your list of herbs and how to create your own magic ebook, you know, you use what you have, okay? That's the way it works. So you just have to put your personal will and intention into what you're doing. So this is going to be same-sex, heterosexual, male, female. Please take what you can and disregard what you cannot. In order to gain any specific information into your situation does require a personal reading. Again, if you purchase a video reading from me, make sure that you save it and you download it to a device, because after 7 days, not 7 business days, 7 days, I delete both the link and the video from my Google Drive, okay? So we've got these Sabilas. I've done some card cleansing rituals, got those done, and we will just see what the cards have to say. All right. Philippa, if you see this, I will contact you so that we can get together and do your reading for you, okay? I haven't forgotten. King of Cups, 8 of Swords, the 9 of Coins, the Liberation card in this deck, the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, the Sun, the 6 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, wow, and the 2 of Swords. Now, for those of you who, each deck has its own particular language. So just because this is a 2 of Swords, it's not the same meaning of the 2 of Swords as we would normally take in the Rider-Waite deck. What is underneath? Well, there's the Queen of Cups. This is the overall energy. I'm going to give you the intuitive reading, and then I'm going to give you the card meanings, and maybe this might make a bit more sense for some of you if this situation resonates. The King of Cups. So we're dealing with a water sign individual. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But even still, everyone has the ability and the capacity to embody each of the suits of the tarot. Cups are emotional energies. Swords are thoughts, beliefs, ideas, perceptions, communications. The coins are finances and the physicality. It represents the physical plane. So money, sex, food, shelter, physical security. But it also represents the doing of. And then the wands, which represent our creativity, our ambition, our drive, our desire, our passions, but also our anger, aggression. And then the one major arcana card that I have here is the Sun. And this one particular card actually holds more weight than any of these other cards. These other cards are known as the pip cards. The pip cards include the numbered cards like the 8s, the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Coins, the 4 of Coins, the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Coins, and the Aces all aces, but they also include our court cards, which would be our kings, queens, knights, and pages here. Now, this water sign individual, I would assume, is somewhat content in where he is right now. But there is something that I think he is hiding, or that he is keeping to himself, or that he has not yet revealed. And the reason why I say this is his face is covered with a mask. Okay. So this could be presenting one face to the world while keeping the other one hidden. This Eight of Swords in this deck, this is card is about Casanova, who had so many different lovers. He ended up contracting a sexually transmitted disease. And the doctor who came to attend to him ended up paying Casanova because he was making so much money from all of the other people that he was treating, all thanks to Casanova. So in one respect, this card is about some type of self-injury or self-harm in some respect, but that someone else is benefiting from it. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Now, but it is about a choice, yeah? Doing something that ends up harming yourself and someone else gets the benefit of that. That's what I was trying to say. The Nine of Coins. Now, this is an interesting card because it speaks to the way out or the way through. What is interesting about this card is that he is making love to this woman who's lying right next to her husband. Now, we don't know if the husband is pretending that he don't know what's going on, or if he really is knocked the hell out and don't know what's going on. But it is called the liberation or the way through. There are a lot of implications with that particular card. That's why I'm going to read to you as well the actual meanings. Now, this Four of Coins, the greedy purchaser, the man who is so entrenched in keeping what he has, he's so focused upon that, he doesn't even look at this beautiful naked woman that's sitting next to him. He's completely oblivious to her. But we see that something has captured his attention here in the center. And this is quite interesting to see with this Nine of Wands. We see Casanova up on a balcony looking at this woman who's partially undressed. In one respect, what I'm getting is that this woman has revealed herself perhaps to a certain extent. And now there, you see, that's a wall. And now there's no more revelation there. He's able to see only what he can see from the place where he is. Now that could be literal, that could be figurative, but it to me brings about the idea of a distance between two people, and one that has, in one respect, not been an easy ride. Okay, the nine wands, normally the nine wands would represent being wounded or perseverance, determination, kind of that waiting for the other shoe to drop. And we can say maybe he's waiting for her to drop the rest of her clothes as an analogy. Okay, but she's standing behind this wall. All right, she's only revealed just enough perhaps to capture his attention. I do feel that this person has more to show or more to reveal. Now here is the Sun card, and the Sun card in any deck, in terms of timing, would tell us that yes, this is something that has occurred or will occur, or maybe even it comes from last year, but it is almost like a recurrence of a situation. The reason why is the ship itself is sailing into the spread this way. But the sun reveals things. The sun illuminates things. It puts a light, a spotlight on things that perhaps were not all revealed. Now, the interesting line for me is this 9 of coins, 9 of wands, and then the 6 of coins. The 6 of coins is about coveting something that is not yours. Here we see him peeking through a door, and this woman, oddly enough, in this card, she only has the top half of herself revealed. Here, she has revealed the bottom half of herself, but she's only revealing it in what she thinks is a private moment, okay? She's standing in front of a mirror, looking at her reflection. I don't know if she's undressing or if she's getting dressed, but Casanova is somehow able to peek in and get a look at this. And I would dare say that in terms of coveting that which is not yours, the implication that either this woman may belong to someone else, or that she's a single woman or a woman who is available, but he has not made his move. You see, he's doing things behind her back. Here is the Ace of Wands. And to me, the Ace of Wands speaks to, indeed, sexual energy. It's like a phallic symbol. What I find to be kind of, I don't know what the term is that I'm looking for, is that there's a lot of water behind this wand here. And so in one respect, I'm picking up two messages. I'm picking up messages that there's some kind of either business opportunity or travel opportunity, but at the same time, there's something else behind it. There's a very much so a sexual component behind this. And here we have the Two of Swords, and this card is known as the it's like the moment of truth. It is the card about getting to the heart of the situation, stripping down or stripping away perhaps those things that have created this other, whatever this is. It is about getting to the truth of a situation. We see in the depiction that the woman really has no defenses. She's not putting up any defenses. It's not that she doesn't have any defenses. She chooses not to put up any resistance. And in doing so, this is a surrender. And we can assume, just based upon the imagery of the card, that Casanova accepts this surrender. Yes? And this brings about a moment of truth. Now, what's interesting about this is that the meaning behind this Queen of Cups is, the interpretation is covering that which should be revealed and revealing that which should be covered up. Does that make any sense? Now, I do feel that this King of Cups is in himself, because nines represent that isolationist kind of, where you feel alone, but while you're in that space, you are really trying to work some things out. It's like the Hermit card, a 9. It speaks about trying to get to the truth of a situation. And I feel that there is some kind of truth that is trying to emerge from this. In one respect, this 9 here reads like not necessarily a distraction, but yes, a distraction. I do feel that with this Four of Coins that there is, fours are static energy and they can be stagnant energy. And if you don't need something to move with the static situation, then that's great. But if you need it to move and it's stagnant and it's not, that's not so good. And we go from a 9 to a 4 and then to a 6. So we lose 5 coins and then we gain a coin. It's kind of an odd energy here. I think ultimately it's going to come down to two people, if not coming literally face to face with each other. And I do sense that there's perhaps a meeting that's trying to bring itself about. Now, this could be really about some kind of message coming through. These are not message cards. We don't see any of the pages or the knights that we would traditionally associate with that. But at the same time, we lose 5 swords here. Is it 5? No, we lose 6 swords here. We go from an 8 to a 2. So there's some kind of movement happening, I feel, behind the scenes. Again, that there's a reference of travel. It's kind of funny because it's almost like the cards are saying there has been a trip, and it's been a successful trip in one way, shape, or form. But here we have this 6 of coins, this looking at something that is perhaps maybe unreachable, untouchable, but studying it intensely, thinking about it, wanting it, desiring it. The King of Cups. Remember I was saying that he's watching from a distance to observe from a distance. This person comes with the energy of being a patron, a protector, who likes favors and who is very creative. But it is to observe from a distance. And he's quite comfortable in that energy. Okay? And I think that this is why we have this 4 underneath him. This is something that he's been doing or does do. He observes from a distance. He's not making any moves. He's focused on whatever it is that he's focused on. But this is impediment, regret, bad news, or trap. Now, here's the story. He was often in need of a doctor, and one of them even recompensed him for having caused a minor epidemic of venereal disease, which Casanova's amorous activities had brought about. So, in one respect, it still goes back to that, maybe this is an over-excessive something that has caused a situation where either he feels entrapped, or there's something bad about it, or there's something that he regrets about the situation. I'm reading more that it is a regretful situation. Perhaps with the swords, the thinking, the rationality, intelligence, truth, but there's also, it's a painful truth. Let's put it that way. Okay? Now, yes, because it's a betrayal. There was a betrayal being perpetrated. The way out, theft, liberation, to abstain from something for material well-being, but seeking the best of 2 worlds. So what I'm picking up is that this is somebody who, there was some kind of betrayal perpetrated here. But not only was there a betrayal, and I think it brings about a painful regret, That is the truth of the situation. But I also feel that the person has now abstained from engaging in whatever the person normally would engage in. And perhaps they've been trying to do that. Remember I said that kind of read like a distraction. Perhaps they've been trying to soothe their conscience by engaging in other behaviors, or perhaps engaging with other people. However, if the other person is already attached, that leaves them, there is no connection there, if that makes any sense. It's just something to do. Yeah? But maybe now the person is at a place where that doesn't even soothe them or satisfy them anymore. So now they're abstaining completely. They're still observing things from a distance. I do feel so. The 9 of Wands, remember? I said vigilance. Strength in adversity, confine and defense. There's that wall that I'm talking about. Okay, but vigilance. Someone's really watching someone. Really watching them. I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know. Here is the sun. The dawn, the beginning, a retreating shadow, clarity, decision, sincerity, renewed hope, happiness, and light. The card says being filled with joy. So even though there's this weird ass energy of somebody who's not making a move, who's hiding, and perhaps the betrayal is not to the other person, but really to themselves. That would bring up that 9. Maybe that's starting to come around now. Somebody's maybe trying, is kind of getting a hint that it's really a betrayal of self. I'm just taking a guess here. That's kind of what's coming through for me. We're going to look at these with these Sibilas. Here is the 4 of Pentacles. The mystery, avarice, thrift, isolated in one's own greed. He only has eyes for his own purse instead of looking at what is beside him. Remember I said that. So here we have the vigilance card. We've done the sun. Let's look at the 6 of Pentacles. Envy, coveting that which is not yours. Spy, curiosity, and gossip. And I'm not getting gossip. Although there could be some. What do I know? This is a really odd reading because I'm getting the sense that someone is watching someone else. They're paying very close, strict attention to everything about them. It's like it's like a study. They are, I think, really taking a lot of mental, copious notes. They are highly tuned in to this individual. This woman in the center here, and what's kind of interesting is that we have these 3 redheads here. Now, I don't know if the person is a redhead, but redheads also bring up the idea of someone who's passionate and fiery, feisty maybe, a bit of wild and uncontrollable. So it could be that energy of the person. Interestingly, this redhead shows up with 3 different suits. She shows up with the wands, the coins, and the swords. We don't know who this woman is here. We don't know what is underneath that veil and that mask. We don't know. The starting point, creation, undertaking, the still point. And in effect, putting this Ace of Wands with this 9 is a 10 of Wands. So something is about to change here. It says the still point and the beginning. Two of Swords. I think this is a really interesting interpretation of the Two of Swords. It says equilibrium and adjustment, harmony, courage, and the discovery of self. And this is really about that surrender and coming face to face. And that there's an adjustment that's trying to take place. There's a balance that's trying to happen. There's a harmony that can be created, is trying to be created. If not through the actual meeting of the two people, then the universe is really trying to, here's the sun, and the sun shines over the entire spread, even though it sits right here. And this is where we are at our present phase. But this takes courage. Okay, it takes courage to present yourself, to get close enough to somebody. And if I'm going to use those meanings, then one person is extremely comfortable with that idea. She, in effect, has given permission to this person to peel off those layers, to reveal who she is. He himself, I don't think, is quite that comfortable. He still has his clothes on, and he is still masked. This Queen of Cups. And remember, I gave you that meaning, and she is the seducer. Risk the challenge to reveal that which is covered. Look now. To reveal that which is covered, and to cover that which is revealed. Now, I find that to be very interesting because it speaks to two different energies. In one respect, it's like the cards are saying that this person, does not feel that he's really fully seen the face of this particular woman. Okay? She may have shown him from the neck down, but she has not revealed her true face to him. But the other thing is that once she reveals her true face to him, he's going to want her to cover that part up, because he doesn't want anybody else to covet what he's been coveting. Let's go to the Sabilas. It's more weighted towards the sword. So there's some kind of issue on the physical plane, and the right here and the right now. There's something going on here. You know, with this liberation, the theft, the way out kind of a card. This could even perhaps be, because these are swords in the center, someone who is worried that someone else is going to come in and take, but in one respect saying, well, okay, that's okay, whatever, that's my way out of this. And what is most perplexing is that everyone is unmasked in this spread except for these two people. My cards smell like sage. Remember I said at the beginning that I did a card cleaning ritual. The card that stands out to me is right in the center, this Nine of Wands. It almost reads like, you know, In one respect, aces are all yes cards. So in one respect, it's almost like the cards are saying, whatever this Eight of Swords, it's all about. This is what created this wall here. Yes, that's true. But it is also true that I don't think the person has either forgotten or this is an intense focus on someone. One more time. Let's pull cards on this Nine of Wands. I would dare say that the person is has been waiting for, I don't know, this person for a long time. The Soulspirity card. The sighing, the longing, the waiting. Remember I said there might be something going on the physical plane here and now. Well, here's the Mercante, the man who makes negotiations and deals. Okay? And there is the message from far away. Now, I would venture to say that this is about a situation that has come about where two timelines are converging into one. Two separate things are occurring simultaneously, and one is tied to the other. Let's see what this Eight of Swords is trying to tell us. You know, this has kind of like High Priestess energy all over it in a weird kind of a way. There's nothing in the cards that jump out, that speak to me, that scream High Priestess, but there's some kind of very deep, personal, emotional energy running through this whole spread. Look. Okay, so what I did, maybe I shot myself in the foot. And I'm thinking about whatever this betrayal is. Here is the Limoneo. This speaks to the very, very highly spiritual nature of this particular couple, these two people. It also speaks to a very high spiritual bond between these two people. Okay? And look. There is the viaggio, the visit or the trip. Now, you know, I just did a reading for somebody yesterday, and I was saying it would not surprise me if the person has already been to where you are, but they did not go forward with letting you know that they were there. And this comes up again. As if something else came up and they decided to just kind of put, but the two things are connected. This could be somebody being brought, you know, there's a, one of the twin flame aspects is being close to somebody. I mean, physically, like close, in maybe the same city, maybe even a few blocks around the corner from each other. And in one respect, not being aware that the other person is there. And then you find out later on that the person was right there all along. You tend to meet up maybe sometime later. But this is this weird, I don't even know what to say about this. Because I keep sensing that the person is close. The person is very, very close. And, you know, close is relative. Um, but physically, they are close. Very much so. Let's see what this Two of Swords is trying to tell us. And if they're not there yet, perhaps that person will be coming. And for some of you, you may discover after the fact that the person was close to you. Okay? But they did not reveal themselves while they were there. Isn't this funny? It's not funny, but it's kind of sad, actually. The militare, the card of law enforcement or relationship with law enforcement. I'm reading this to be somebody is trying to get away from the discovery of self. Okay? But each time, perhaps they're moving towards this, it's almost like the person is being drawn to this Lamante female. But look what's on the other side. The Il Nemico. Now, what I'm picking up from this is that the person wants to step forward. They want to. They very much want to. But I think that they think it's still a two. We could be of two different minds. That there might be somebody else there already. Remember, I said that. Remember, I said that. We're going to go ahead and pull, well, I'm just going to pull 3 more cards off the top of the deck to see. How odd. So since the person believes that, they put up that wall, the defenses, and they rationalize that it doesn't matter because it's only going to end up in betrayal anyway. There's another betrayal card. There's our message tonight. But that's also a card of loss and heartache. There's 2 cups up in the corner. It's jealousy is here. There's jealousy. This is the doer waiting for the enemy, wanting to do battle. The mind is blurred by the ego. So this is, I think, someone who's grappling with the issue that even though they're not stepping forward, they really don't want the person to be with anybody else. Um, you know, and that, you know, they find that this is rising up in them, you know, because sometimes that Eight of Cups can be the card of sacrifice. That's Saturn in Pisces. Well, isn't that interesting? I had my, but it's too late now. I pulled the cards up. I was going to look at something with the Neapolitans, but all right. I want you to formulate one question in your mind. Know that this situation, I don't think, is over and done with. It's just a lot of weird shit going on behind the scenes. You know? That can probably only be fixed through compromise. How about that? It's almost like the two people don't trust each other, which is ridiculous because the Sabilas tell the story. They really clarify that that whatever this is between the two people, that it really is something valid and real. But there's a fear there that just kind of permeated that reading. And it's not, I don't think, that the two people bring a fear. In a way, they do bring out the fear in each other. But it's really not the other person that's bringing out that fear. That person is making you aware of your fears. Okay? Perhaps in a way that has never happened to you before. So, we have another 9. Another 9 of Wands. Rest and reconsider. Now, I'm going to read to you what the 2 9s were. Oh, I love that kid. He's great. Okay, 2 9s. We had, while I'm waiting for that page to reload, let me go back and look at my double. There were my 2 9s, and I think I had... No, I didn't have any more double meanings. Okay, so let me see if I can get this to refresh. Oh, come on. While we're waiting for this to do what it does. Come on. There we go. Yes, Mercury retrograde. 2 9s. We're just gonna... And I want to see if the 9 of Cups being next to the Sun card, the 9 of Coins, I'm sorry, being next to the Sun card, means anything. So 2 9s appearing in a reading suggests a house move and or a change of address. That's what I'm saying. It's just something kind of really bizarre about the way that whole spread is reading. It's something I can't place my finger on. And this says 2 9s. One of you needs to spend time alone. Well, then we've got 3 9s. An important relationship lesson is being successfully integrated. Let's go back to 3 9s implies good luck and or a surprise windfall. You see, that's what I'm saying. There's something else going on a real deal physical plane that we are unaware of or we cannot see at this time. We are in the midst of, what do you call it? Retrograde and, what do we call it? Eclipse energy. So, it's just one of those things. And like I was telling the person that I did the reading for, last night, and I was saying, you know, just because you don't see anything happening doesn't mean that nothing's happening. And so you have a choice in terms of how you choose to deal with the energy of not knowing, perhaps of feeling stuck, perhaps of feeling lonely, perhaps of feeling isolated. You have a choice in how you can deal with that. Now, here's something that's interesting. Remember, we had this Nine of Wands as well next to the Sun. It denotes a business or personal interest pertaining to either properties or travel or vacation destinations. It also says that property management may offer the outlet for which you may be craving. Now, isn't that interesting? I keep saying that it's like the person is right there, right there, but you don't even know that the person is there. They're perhaps right where you are right now in your city doing business, but they're not going to let you know that they're there for whatever reason. That's kind of shitty, but what are you going to do? Did I read what the 3 9s here meant? I mean, really, come on. But I think it's a courage issue. We still have this energy of these 3 9s, so it very well could be that the person steps forward. We have compromise here. I just heard back from the young man working on my website. Okay, compromise. In order to create a happy outcome for this situation, you will find it necessary to compromise. Allow yourself some time to become clear about what is truly important to you. Also, take note of matters where you would be open to changing your position. Work toward an agreement where everyone wins. And that is that Venus and Ceres and Cancer energy, people. Be open to cooperation that would allow you to get what you need while also assisting others in fulfilling their desires. Be objective about finding a balance between respecting everyone's viewpoints but still being true to your very own. 9 of Wands, rest and reconsider. The keywords are fatigue, perseverance, strength, and recharge. Sometimes the struggle to create and maintain harmonious and fulfilling relationships just seem like too much work. That could be what that 8 of Swords was speaking about. You put forth your best effort and give more than your share, and you find that there are still issues to be dealt with. You're tired, and at times you just want to give up. The message of this card is to persevere. You may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. Know that those past sorrows have made you stronger, even though you don't feel that way at the moment. This is a good time to briefly step away from any conflict or issues around love and give yourself some space to relax and replenish your energy. Continuous effort stresses the body and dulls the mind. You need to rest and reconsider your methods. Your methods. Once you've recharged yourself, you'll be stronger, clear-headed, and confident, ready to move forward once again with new ideas about how to improve your situation. And so that's what I have for you. I do hope those messages helped. You can come over and leave a comment on the site. You can book a reading. You can, come join. There are plenty of articles there for you to read. There are 3 different membership levels. Come over and join me. Till next time, namaste.